Noirvember begins today in Noir Alley. I'm your host, Eddie Muller. This week I bring you an oddity from the mid-1950s, a picture that starts like a redo of the noir classic Detour before steering into, well, something very different and very much a product of its time. It's 5 Steps to Danger, made by Grand Productions and released by United Artists in 1956. It is anything but a grand production, being made on a budget of about $500,000, much of which went to the 2 leads, Ruth Roman and Sterling Hayden. Both were top-line stars in the early 50s, but by this point, their careers were tracking down into B-movie terrain. In fact, everything about this is B, save for the stature of its stars, which lent the production the aura of a nervous A. The story centers on 2 strangers fatefully crossing paths on a desolate California highway. The guy, John Emmett, is headed to Texas to visit family. The woman, Ann Nicholson, is on her way to New Mexico looking for an old colleague. One of them is lying. Maybe both. Maybe neither. Before you can say Los Alamos, we're in a Southwest version of the 39 Steps, with these mismatched strangers on the run from cops, doctors, feds, just about everybody. Since 5 Steps to Danger makes no sense as the title of this story, I actually think it was meant as a wink and a nod to the 1935 Hitchcock classic. Now, the actual basis for the screenplay is the 1948 novel The Steel Mirror by Donald Hamilton, the second book in a career that spanned 6 decades, during which he became one of the most popular and prolific authors of Cold War spy fiction. He's the creator of Matt Helm, super spy hero of 27 novels written between 1960 and 1993, 3 of which were brought to the big screen with Dean Martin as Matt Helm, just the guy you want to save the world from communist takeover. Hamilton also wrote westerns, including the source novels for 2 terrific ones made in the 1950s, The Violent Men and The Big Country, a great film from William Wyler. As you will see, William Wyler did not direct 5 Steps to Danger. It is one of the few feature film directing credits of Henry S. Kessler, a jack of all trades who'd been in the business in multiple capacities since the early 40s. Second unit director, assistant director, editor, associate producer, and writer. In the late 40s, after collaborating on the script of Tokyo Joe, Kessler became an essential part of Humphrey Bogart's production company, Santana. He was the associate producer of my favorite Bogart film, In a Lonely Place, and even had one of the film's characters named for him. For this one, Kessler wrote, produced, and directed under his own production banner in collaboration with short-lived Grand Productions. Ruth Roman should have been in more noir films. She had the pedigree. Her parents ran a carnival sideshow, and to put herself through acting school, she worked as a cigarette girl, hat check girl, and posed for covers of True Detective magazine. Warner's signed her to a contract in 1949, but Roman never got a role to lift her into the top tier of stars. Sterling Hayden had much the same story with his career. Although groomed by Paramount to be a matinee idol, the actor's disdain for the business curtailed his career, but not before he left an indelible mark in noir. I've already shown 5 Hayden films on Noir Alley: The Asphalt Jungle, Suddenly, Crime Wave, Crime of Passion, and The Killing, the movie he made before this one. I like to imagine that Johnny Clay, his character from The Killing, escaped the cops at the end of that film, and we're seeing him on the run under an alias when this one starts. The most inventive bit of direction in 5 Steps to Danger comes right at the top, a gag swiped straight from Billy Wilder's Ace in the Hole. But at least Henry Kessler had the decency to acknowledge it. Notice the name of the repair shop in the first scene. Also featuring a young and restless Gene Cooper and an unmonocled Colonel Klink, Werner Klemperer, in one of his first film roles, here is the inexplicably titled 5 Steps to Danger.